Previously on the Mike Knoxxx Show.
The best show in wrestling every week. And why is that? Because your tribal chief is on that show, SmackDown. And the Usos do what the Usos have been doing lately. As we discussed last week, is this the end of the Bloodline? At WrestleMania 4, King of the Ring winner in 87, which gave us the Macho King, Hall of Famer in 2015, Wrestler of the Year in 88, Match of the Year, which y'all know I often talk about. Most wrestling fans often talk about him and Ricky Steamboat. WrestleMania 3 to me still one of the top 10 matches of all time. Thank you guys for like, follow, and subscribe. Make sure you guys do all those good, fun things that you do that I like you to do, because without you, none of this would be possible. We wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. Man, tonight, 8:30, live, Savio Vega will be here with us. A special interview right here, because only Mike Knoxxx can pull it off. The show.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the Monday Night Raw, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, just a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You can call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
And welcome back, everybody, to Around the Blocks with Mike Knoxxx. And indeed, I spelled my name with 3 X's because, like, AEW just keeps going back to Chicago to make a bunch of money. I am hardcore, people. Welcome to the show. The pros, icons, and ayatollahs and rock and rollers all listen to Perfect Plex Talk Radio, the Mike Knoxxx Show, right here on Unpop Review Entertainment, and everybody around the board, people. And today on the Mike Knoxxx Show, we're going to talk about the week in pro wrestling. I mean, what else we going to talk about, right? This is a wrestling show for the intelligent wrestling fan, so we're going to talk freaking wrestling, people, okay? Then we're going to talk about this Roman Empire. Is Roman Reigns the GOAT? I mean, I got some stats, if that's what you care for, all right? Also, Money in the Bank. Who should win Money in the Bank? I mean, I'm not too happy with some of the people who've already won their Money in the Bank qualifying matches, so we're going to talk about that as well. And these women tag team titles, the world continues to hate on my girl Ronda Rousey as she claimed she demanded these titles. Well, she got them. And I hope the fans can stop crying and bitching and get this girl a chance to be as great as she can be. And also, is CM Punk? Hold on, y'all. I'm throwing it back today, y'all. Look. I ain't got the wristband. It's CM Punk, AEW saver. I mean, every time they can't do shit right, they go to CM Punk to help them out, right? Wrestling fans have something to complain about, they give you CM Punk. And I want to ask you a question, and the most important question it is, why do you like AEW? I mean, seriously, I need to know. Why do you watch? Why do you love? How can you like All Elite Wrestling? Let's talk about that. But as always, I'm going to give out shots to my social media, to the icons and ayatollahs and rock and rollers. Shit, where do you think the fucking name came from? Why do you think this is the show the pros listen to? My man 301 King Von Jr., Victorious Ones podcast on the Twitter, holding me down always. And my producer, he's here today, y'all. All right? He's here. Y'all know who he is. The Z is never silent, but it is. My man Dice Man, always holding us down. And people, don't forget, I am your fan's favorite fan and your hater's favorite hater, because every fan, you, look, I'm pointing at you. You got some hate in you, because we all do. So let's go ahead and get this show started with the week that is pro wrestling. And we get off the show on Mondays because we do a Monday show. That means we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. And as we talk about Monday Night Raw, let's just talk about it. I mean, Seth freaking Rollins and AJ Styles join forces to conquer Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, as I said, emerged victorious in a fatal four-way match to capture the women's tag team titles. And Cody Rhodes equals an open challenge to Brock Lesnar, which I know for a fact is going to happen at SummerSlam. But people, there it is. Last Monday, Seth freaking Rollins celebration. Now, y'all know just a little nickel in the meter, if you will. WWE had two celebrations this past week, right? Because you had Roman Styles and thing that happened on Friday, and Seth freaking Rollins showing up with a belt for the first time. And when Seth freaking Rollins show up, I mean, hell, people, you just one thing you got to do. You got to show out. Yeah, see? There it is. Thank you, Seth. That's it. That's all you got to do. So Seth Rollins shows up, and guess who comes out as Seth Elton John Rollins? Not freaking Rollins. Seth Elton John Rollins. AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, shows up and says, hey, AJ, come on, man. That was a great match, man. And it's okay. I got to go back to SmackDown and get a haircut and go back to that group called The Club that, you know, the guy backstage, Dice Man, loves so much. But I'm here now, so let's do something about it, if you will. And then this group comes out. You know who they are? The Judgment Day. And here's what I liked about this segment. I can't even lie. I like that they kept the secret of who was actually going to start the match, right? They even led to even speculation that maybe Rhea Ripley, I'm sorry, DJ, don't come for me unless you call for me, right? I know I said it backwards, but I'm trying to, show words. Don't come for me unless I call for you. All right, my bad. All right. He said, stop it. He yelled at me backstage, y'all. But Rhea Ripley is just shining in her glory. And then they come out and they talk about this match, about why they should be there. So we get this match, and it was actually a good match. I mean, what you thought was going to happen? You thought Seth Rollins wasn't going to win the match as he's the new Crowley champion. And this picture right here goes viral. Everybody goes a little nuts because it was a la Shawn Michaels a few years ago back on Raw. And they did the same thing, little dom, all these things. I'll tell you one thing about this moment, right? And anybody tell me if I'm wrong here. Are y'all not surprised as fuck that Buddy Murphy didn't come out being a little bitch about this one? Because Mr. Murphy, you always crying and bitching like a little motherfucking hoe when somebody touches your girl. Well, maybe your dumbass shouldn't have got fired, and then maybe your dumbass could be having her, hugging on her on TV. Instead, you got to do it in private, which means probably in private, she's probably plinking you for all we know. I'm just saying, but I'm not saying. So next on Raw, this right here, I chose this picture on purpose, y'all. Because first of all, bodysuits over everything in WWE. I don't think I even want to see anything else other than, well, that's not true. Did y'all see Bianca Belair on SmackDown on Friday? Okay, I'll get to that later. But Trish Stratus was performing in these heels. Look at those heels, y'all. Look, she's performing in heels. Now, rumor has it be, because I don't know, and hashtag Death to Dirt Sheets, okay, that she's here to stay for a while. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm going to tell you why I'm okay with that, because I thought she retired pretty early. I think that a lot of people have Trish Stratus number one on their list as greatest female wrestler of all time, which I think is premature, because the Attitude Era women, at least the ones we put up top there, 1 and 2, her and Lita, to me, okay, cannot compete with today's women in wrestling. They just can't. This isn't music from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, today. This ain't movies from years ago to today. This is pro wrestling. And they're better, okay? They're just better. Seth freaking Rollins is that guy. Of course he is, but his wife's getting her ass beat right there. What's going on? DC the Collector, it is Monday, so you know what? I'm going to drink some more of that, so you got the cheers up there. What's going on, Hassan? But Trish Stratus is killing it right here. Now, Nikki Lyons is way thicker than Rhea Ripley. Just saying. Depends on when you say thick and how you look at it. Now, she's a bigger woman, so she's thicker in that retrospect. But we're talking about curves on her body. Now, again, I'm not gonna argue with Thea Thickley or Thea Thicky Lyons, but too much for me. I like my girls look a little petite in the waist and fat in the waist and the hips. So that's how I'm gonna go. Trish Stratus is going to coax Becky. Listen, Zoe Starks in this match tonight. We're gonna talk about that because we do have that coming up on Raw and these qualifying matches for Raw tonight. Next slide for me. Can't wait to see that. But Trish did her thing. And listen, this right here, I had to go with this picture because the way they whooped her ass, I thought was pretty damn cool. That's all I'm saying. I thought the way they did it was pretty damn cool. And I like that. So that's why I went with that picture right there. But also on Raw last week, as I said, your tag team champions of the world, the women that is, Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey winning title. We're going to talk about this a little bit later. Comment below. Let me know also. What's your thoughts on these girls winning these tag team titles? Are you sick of the tag team titles in general? Are the tag team titles cursed? Everybody complains, got something to say, but we're wrestling fans. What would we do better if we don't complain, right? On the internet. That's what we do. So, and right here, now I'm watching this last week, and I got to be remiss, and I'm live on air, so I got to keep it funky. Dice, fuck you, because I haven't seen you in a couple weeks on Wrestling Raw live, up here watching wrestling, alone and shit. Just saying, you ain't been here. But why my man Dolph Ziggler getting his ass beat like this? Like, you couldn't pick. Like, I seen Veer Mahan and his boy beat up a Matt Hardy wannabe. Y'all saw that, right? The dude that they fought last week. That dude just like Matt Hardy. Why couldn't he get beat up by McDonough like this? Now, I like McDonough, okay? I'm here for McDonough. But what I'm not here for is watching my guy get his ass beat just that bad. I ain't even turn that picture. I thought backstage I could see what was next. I apologize. Dice, do not yell at me. All right. I do apologize. But then we end the night, or the night also starts off with the tag team champions in Imperium. And I'm wondering what's going to happen here. This is also being said. What's next for these tag team titles? Are they going to split them up too? All right. Because right now, them having both titles, other titles not being on SmackDown, it's not really working out too well for them right now, in my opinion, and having those belts. So what's next for those belts? We'll talk about that as well. Moving on. Oh, I'm going to do it? Okay. AEW last week. And I need to get a CM Punk chant. Please note to self, I need a CM Punk chant. Like, we got Seth Rollins screaming. I need to hear CM Punk just completely over a whole entire show, right? Because something that upsets me as a wrestling fan, right? Which is, what else is new? It's the constant fight between one fan base and another fan base. Then you got some people like myself in the middle, right? I think DJ's in the middle. Like, we prefer WWE, right? But we watch AEW, right? We don't, we watch Impact, we watch MLW, we watch wrestling. But you have these fan bases that say, so it was on SmackDown, and they whatted Io Sky, right? And fans in AEW went, well, that's just disrespectful. That is, you can't what her. But ain't this the same fan base that had a beach ball take over a whole entire show? I'm just saying. So last we got Adam Cole, Britt Baker, Chris Jericho, and Sanaya in a tag team match. Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin versus the Gates of Acme. Listen, that tag team of Samoans, boy, if they were in WWE, I don't know about it's a wrap, yo. That team is nasty. I never really paid attention to them until last Wednesday, to be honest with you. But they did their thug thizzle. We also had the TBS Championship Open Challenge between Statlander, a.k.a. the Misfits, Jim and the Hologram, taking on Nia Rose. And then we had the trios match between the Lucho Brothers and Blackpool Combat Club, which that just completely got out crazy. Swerve and Trent Beretta with Big Bill. I hate the name Big Bill. I'm sorry. As someone who is still an older black man, like Big John, Big Bill, just seems racist to me. And I know he's not. I met him and realized he's a real nice, cool dude. But I'm just not here for that. What's going on, Mad Dog Kelly? Jay White and Juice Robinson, the worst promo I've ever seen cut. Now, if Dice had the mic, which if he pops in, he pops in. I like Jay White. Okay. Defending Jay White is like defending.
Stop it.
Who says
Stop it.
Make me come fast, but I never get in.
Stop it.
It's like, what the hell are they doing with these guys, dude? Like, this is the worst shit I've ever seen. Jay White should have never signed. Will Ospreay, please don't come there. Please don't sign permanently with them because they're going to ruin your career. Because right now, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Jay White. Go ahead, speak your piece or get the fuck off the screen.
Listen, I said this. I said this 3 weeks ago on an AEW Dynamite review show. Y'all can check that out. 10/10 every Wednesday, right after Dynamite goes off air. Cheap plug. But Gates of Agony, I also said that last week to EC. I said, if these guys were in WWE, they are everything that WWE likes. You got a big, strong brute guy. You got a big, muscular guy that's also agile. They are the perfect cliche tag team for WWE. Perfect cliche tag team. That's all.
No, they're amazing. And thanks for clearing that for me, DC Collector. I didn't know if they were both Samoan or not, but damn, they should be over there. But this whole thing, Jay White and them, they killing me, man. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. What's up? Next they announced, Tony Khan announces this here right here that Mr. CM Punk, Chicago-made Punk is back. And I'm sorry. When he first showed up a couple years ago on Rampage, right? That's the Friday show, right? We sat there, Dyson, we sat there. The whole world knew it. It was the worst, biggest kept secret in the world. But we still popped for it. This is the second biggest, worst secret ever. Because as soon as we knew they were doing fucking Chicago, we knew Tony Khan. I love you. Let me rephrase that. That's not exactly true. That's kind of a lie. Yeah, I'm trying to love you, bro. I'm trying to love you. But, bro, you need to get your shit together. Okay? Yeah! Saying, because you got to have a bigger goddamn surprise than CM Punk in Chicago. We just all know it is all. Okay? And then, after that, and we're going to take a break here in a second. I know I'm a little late on time, but damn, it's my show and I pay the bills. So, this is the thing. Look at the logo. When you see this, it's like on Lois and Clark, right? One of the greatest things was Lois Lane went down in history as being the dumbest woman of all time. They said, why are you the dumbest woman of all time? Damn it, you fucked Superman. How the hell you don't know that he was Superman? Is he? Or isn't he? Is he? Or isn't? That was his only goddamn secret. When you look at this damn collision, I swear I'm watching Nitro. I want to watch Nitro. I don't even want to watch this shit. But I will, because I'm a wrestling fan. And that's just what I do. Dude, you tripping. The BC promo was good, and be real. WWE don't do jack with tag teams they got. No, I'm not saying they do.
Their promo was bona fide trash. We still do not know what their ultimate premise of being in AEW is. Why did they attack Ricky Starks? We still don't know. Why did Juice Robinson do it? We still don't know. Why did Jay White do it? We still don't know. They have no direction. Somebody's just literally putting them in the ring and say, just do it.
Hold on. And he said BC, that's the Black Bullet Club, right?
Yeah.
The Bullet Club, or we talking about the Blackpool? Okay, I'm getting confused.
That's BCC. This is
okay.
Club.
So, yeah, no, that shit was corny to me. All right, yeah. Travis, until you stay on. And to that tag team's credit, I think Dice said it. No, they don't put every tag team over, but when they have good ones, they put them over. Okay? And that's a team that to me is being wasted. Like 90% of AEW's roster is being wasted, Travis, in my opinion. So after collusion announcement gets made.
Hit the break.
What the fuck was that?
You 4 minutes too late. Hit the break.
We'll talk about this in a second. Come back and talk about what you all want to talk about, and that is WWE SmackDown and the Bloodline. We'll be right back, y'all. Unpopular Review, the Mike Knoxxx Show. Travis, it's your opinion. I'm not knocking you, bro. But this week on Unpopular Review.
All I can sit here and say, Stack got his ass kicked. Stacks went out there and said, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to do it for my boss. Well, Stacks, you know, you want to stand up for your boss, but who's going to stand up for you because you're on the ground? That boy got whooped. And this is supposed to be the boss, the
underboss.
The underboss? Underboss. No, he got his ass kicked. He's the ass kicked boss. That's who he is.
Yeah, he was, but
in white pants, mind you.
Listen, the stylists are putting in windows, okay?
He should have put more focus in combat than fashion. And instead, he wanted to focus on fashion and got his ass dominated.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? A cult of personality. Y'all gonna start crying now, right? Y'all hate him. I love him. Y'all hate him. I love him. Y'all hate him. Y'all fucking fronting. CM Punk is the only reason why AEW is still in business, people. Okay? Point blank. Ice cream bars. CM Punk. Okay? And you saw the tweets.
That man still ain't get his ice cream bars. He had to make them shits himself.
Well, my man said his melted by the time he got to the car. Okay? So, but... And you know what? I'm gonna leave it right here. We're gonna come back. I want to ask you guys a question later in the program, and that's why do you like AEW? Okay. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go there right now. I'm gonna say it right now because I remember a time right here, Dice. Right? Remember this time? We all loved them.
Beautiful.
They were great.
Beautiful.
Right? We were like, you know, and then all of a sudden, Cody left.
The anti.
And here's the biggest problem. I hate to admit it, Tony Khan took over too much. Damn! And it all went to hell.
I agree.
After that, right? I'm sorry.
Agree.
I think they got a problem with booking. I think they got an oversaturated roster that they do not use, but they're bringing another show in to do what with?
A third show.
So because we had a fight,
two
we're
promotions,
keep
3
talent
shows
away from each other and put someone one show and someone another show. I just don't get it. And then I look at talent, Dice, that y'all pop for this shit, right? This is
but we can't shun him and then cheer R-Truth. R-Truth is a national treasure.
First of all, R-Truth earned his spot.
Okay, true.
Okay?
He's a 20-year
People
vet.
knew who he was beforehand.
The man
earned his spot. This Danhausen guy, come on. If this was WWE, I'm being honest, and I hate to compare, but sometimes, damn it, you got to compare, okay? If this was WWE, they would be complaining about this shit.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you have this guy, which I know some of you guys love. Some people say,
Bonafide star.
He's right
Bonafide
there,
star.
right? He will have the shortest career in professional wrestling the way he wrestles. Okay? So I ask you, and I know a bunch of you AEW fans are in the chat. Comment below. Let me know why the fuck you like AEW so much, because every other week I have a love-hate relationship with them. One week it's okay, then it might be good. Then it's completely ass. And half the time I'm watching, I'm going to sleep.
I will say, okay, as a host of the AEW Dynamite Review Show, you can catch that at 10:10 every Wednesday night. Another cheap plug. I will say that for me personally, right, AEW brings a alternative, period, right? Like, who remembers either hooking up 2 TVs or watching Raw on the living room because it was better and Nitro in the bedroom because it wasn't? And whichever one was better got the bigger TV, right?
We just flip back and forth. For in those times, I'm a little, you know, at that time I was an adult and I was doing things that you shouldn't be doing, but you got to pay some money to feed my daughter. I had a pip screen on my TV, right? And you would flip the pip screen between the 2 shows.
I will say that AEW, when it first was announced, it was exciting. We get something similar to what we remember from the mid to late 90s. Early 2000s, not much in the 2000s because it was pretty trash. It was done. It was a done deal at that point. But I mean, it's just the presentation, the lighting, the camera work. It all screams WCW. So it does give that nostalgic factor of TNT, right? And for me, I love TNT's production. I mean, WWE is top notch, top of the line. But
my issue
something
is
about TNT's production is so gritty, and it seems real. The camera angles seem real. Like, shout out to the AEW cameramen. They know that women's sex sells.
Yeah,
they gonna get you that. They're gonna get you that camera shot.
Saying show the ass. Okay,
they're gonna get the camera shot that we want as men, as male fans of wrestling. Half the time we
these
care
people-
about the wrestling of the women. Half the time we don't. We care about the outfits. We care about the nip slips and the lip slips. That's what we care about.
I love
What?
AEW. Something new, exciting, different. Hopefully, the new show will help us good talent sitting around. Tony D says, seriously, book help, storyline, please. And there it is. Wrestling is storyline, people. I'm gonna say it every single week. I'm never gonna
But
stop saying it.
But the problem with AEW is the storylines, because or lack thereof.
They're lacking of storylines.
They are appeasing to the basement fans
Why you
who
being
just
nice?
want to see action.
Why you saying basement? Bingo hall.
I was referring to the guys that hide behind a computer screen in their mama's
Getting their
basement
Cartman on.
at 35
on.
and still, jacking off to grown men in tights. They appeal to them more, thinking that they are more to the fan base more than Discovery. Discovery is who is going to keep you guys in business.
And that's my thing here. It is an alternative. When they say an alternative, what is your alternative to, though? I get it. It's just my belief, right? And I'm a fact checker, and all I do is speak what I believe is the truth. Whether people believe it or not, sorry. It's like when your mama told you, boy, you can't get that girl. You can't buy her a hot dog. You know your ass didn't have no money to get that girl, but you tried anyway, okay? WWE pissed you off so fucking much that you'll take anything. And I'm not saying they don't have their good moments. I'm not saying that, people. But you cannot sit here and tell me consistently, right? Consistently, they deserve they need to just take a step back, lessen the roster, focus on who you need to focus on, and build that up. They have such a good roster of talent and wrestlers and everything. It's just not being utilized so well. So when fans sit here and go, oh, this is better than WWE, you're saying that because she told you no. That's all that is. You didn't ask for permission, and they came in there and they took it from you. That's all I'm gonna say.
AEW just to build off of what you just said, right?
Yeah.
If AEW was better than WWE, then why is Impact not regarded in that ilk? Because if you are an actual wrestling fan, if you are an actual wrestling fan, you actually care about storylines, you care about the wrestling action in the ring. Impact and NWA have the second best.
No, I'm gonna say NWA first.
Okay.
That's just me.
They have.
I'm putting
got some
MLW
guys.
above AEW for storylines.
Okay. So if people are actually wrestling fans and they care about the wrestling and they care about the storyline being a complete focus, then you have to take in these other promotions, because there was a time period where I will say that from 2011 to like 13, maybe 2010 to 13, 2010 to 2012, where WWE was kind of slacking off. And this is where me personally as a fan, I was not tuning in as much as I would have normally done, because I was tuning in and I was indulged more in Impact, right? Because Impact drove me more with the storylines. But then WWE picked it back up and they reeled me back in. AEW, when it first started, it reeled you in because you wanted to see what these people who didn't have a job, where they came from Impact or they came from WWE or they was on the indies, you wanted to see what they did. First year, cool, amazing, great. Second year, third year, Now look, we're 4 years in. And there's been no progress.
And that's my problem with AEW. I just want to know why you guys like it. That's all I want to know. All right. But then we do get to the best show on television. I have not. I'm just read. I wrote the shit. I'm gonna read the shit. Okay. Roman Reigns celebrates 1,000 days as champion with the new undisputed title. We're gonna talk about that in a second. And forces Soul Secure to attack Jimmy Uso. Selena Vega, which is bullshit, beat Lacey Evans for the Money in the Bank qualifying match. LA Knight, he beat Montez. Bullshit. As far as I call for that as well. But hey, don't get mad at me. I'm just here, okay? Yeah! And that's what it is. And then Grayson Waller on this. First of all, Sergeant Slaughter, is that him or his daughter? Which one came out? I'm not sure. Leave Lacey Evans alone. At least she's a real American, okay? This ain't G.I. Joe no more. Nobody knows what the fuck G.I. Joe is anymore. I do. I'm waiting for a better movie. They ruined Snake Eyes. I'm sorry. I thought that was gonna be the movie of the year last year, y'all. And Snake Eyes was bad. They just keep fucking up G.I. Joe. Great Samoa's the future. This scene was amazing. Okay, these girls are gonna be the next to me. This whole segment with Grayson Waller was amazing, 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 amazing. Right? Money in the Bank winner. Will it be LA Knight? Will he win the Money in the Bank? This segment right here between, listen, I don't do this a lot. And my wife's back here, and I just gotta be honest.
You know I had to pop back on for this one.
Bianca Belair, I didn't like you when you first came out. Girl, I didn't. Then you did the whole Making Black History, and I fell in love with you. Then I saw the vignette they did about her from her Tennessee days. Then I saw the little people at WrestleMania, and I just fell in love with her ever since then. But damn, she had to, it was, oh God, Dice. It was
the jiggly jigglies.
Did you see it?
Jiggly jigglies
everywhere?
Everywhere. Listen, they could never have a wrestler that the jiggly jigglies, but you know who had the jiggly jigglies and the cameraman caught it? Kiera Hogan. She had the jiggly jigglies. And that thing was thangin'.
Belair is just a whole nother woman. That's all I'm gonna say. Then Triple H comes out because Roman Reigns has a new title. And he's celebrating 1,000 days of Roman Reigns. And what does that give us, people? A new title.
Hands off the slides.
Look at it. Admire it. Now hate on it. Okay? Because as a belt collector, and there's other belt collectors watching, there's your new title. And it just made me think, right? And this one I stole the next picture from somebody else, but I added to it. Because I want to know which title belt, I think this one next, but that's okay. Which title belt do you prefer? Seth Rollins' title? Or Roman Reigns' undisputed title? Here's my problem with this title, though, with Roman Reigns' title. My only problem with it, first, I'm picking A. I'm picking A. Okay? On my wall behind me, I have the very first scratch logo title, the one The Rock brought in. I love it. It's different than what you currently got now. I did not like once they removed the champion from it and then put the logo, like it's 100% the logo. I like where it's better where it says champion on it. I just like that one way, way better. But then if you go and you look at how they've been with the titles lately, this is my problem with this new belt, okay, is they all look the same, Dice. They all look the same. I said, see, I was trying to hint you towards you. You know what I was going with. Do you love or hate the design?
It's beautiful.
Okay?
It's because for me, it's beautiful. It represents something different. You got a blue one for SmackDown women. You got a red one for Raw women. You got, what's that, the Snoop Dogg joint? The Snoop Dogg joints specifically for him, and fans clamor for it, and they make replicas, and they do it. You got the WWE drawn in the middle. You got the Daniel Bryan classic, all vegan, whatever that shit was. That's great for his character, the new Daniel Bryan. And then you got the red and you got the blue universal. I thought you should have stayed with that. The red and the blue.
I call it lazy booking.
I mean, your brand is that big W.
Fans
your
are
brand
fucking
is that
stupid.
big W.
Fans
right?
are fucking stupid. I'm a fan, so I know. Okay.
Your brand is that big W, right?
I get it,
why
but
not accentuate? Why not accentuate that? If your name is Mike Knoxxx,
because I've seen better custom-made WWE logo titles than the one they gave Roman Reigns. That's my problem.
This is true. However,
that's my problem.
Your name is Mike Knoxxx. KNOXXX. If you just put
that's why I have every single NXT title.
That's your branding. It's your brand. The 3 X's because you're hardcore. That's the branding. So any other time that we see Mike Knoxxx and it don't have 3 X's, we must be talking about the low budget rapper.
Or that wrestler just won the NWA tag team title. With one X. We ain't gonna talk about that. But when we do come back, we are gonna talk about this right here. The Bloodline has imploded, people, and we are here to talk about it. We'll be right back, y'all, on Unpop Reviews Entertainment, the Mike Knoxxx Show, Perfect Plex Talk Radio. We get ready, y'all, for the week there is in wrestling.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man, NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
Hello, everyone. This is King Von Jr. of the Victorious Ones podcast and Perfect Plex Talk Radio, here to give you the week in wrestling history for the week of June 5th through the 9th. And of course, on June 5th, 2006, WWE announced that they had officially acquired the library for World Class Championship Wrestling, and Stampede Wrestling. Eventually, it would be offered as content on the WWE Network. On June 6th, 1993, at a taping of Monday Night Raw in Albany, Shawn Michaels defeated Mario Jannetty to win back the Intercontinental Championship, which he deserved to keep. And of course, this was also the debut of Diesel. And of course, on this day in 1997, ECW WrestlePalooza took place at the ECW Arena in Philadelphia. And this was the night is most known for Tommy Dreamer finally defeating his arch rival Raven after a 14th attempt in a loser leaves town match. And so, of course, on June 7th, 2010, this was one of the most memorable conclusions on Monday Night Raw was the debut of Nexus as they attacked John Cena. And of course, this is also the same night that Daniel Bryan had gotten fired for choking Justin Roberts with the tie. Of course, eventually he got his job back. But as a mystery partner for the 7-on-7 SummerSlam match. And of course, on this day in 2020, WWE taped the bulk of NXT TakeOver at the Performance Center. Of course, this is when Io Shirai won the NXT Women's Championship as she defeated Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. And of course, on the same day was Backlash as Randy Orton and Edge, as Randy Orton and Edge had the quote-unquote greatest match of all time, as Orton had won at 45 minutes. On June 8th, in 1997, the King of the Ring took place, and Triple H had won in the finals. On June 9th, 2004, AJ Styles won the TNA X Division Championship. As far as notable birthdays, Jade Cargill turned 31 on June 2nd. AJ Styles turned 46 on June 2nd. Drew McIntyre turned 38 on June 6th. Tony Norris, formerly known as Ahmed Johnson, turned 58 on this same day as well. On June 7th, Mick Foley turned 58. The late great superstar Billy Graham would have turned 80. The late great Howard Finkel would have turned 73. And of course, the Grand Wizard would have turned 94. And that is your week in wrestling history. Mike Knoxxx, back to you.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man, NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Von.
And we are back, people. And this week, to me, the heart of professional wrestling was right here on SmackDown. We talk about weekly episodic television, and I missed the days. We talked about it earlier with the Monday Night Wars with WCW, and you could agree with DJ you want to. They were never kicking them in the teeth. They had a great thing going on, but never once, not one time, did they ever have any numbers over there compared to WWE. Numbers all that matters. But it's still like I was an Impact TNA fan, but it was never kicking WWE in the teeth. Even when they had the Main Event Mafia, which I know some people put them on the top 15 somewhere up in there of factions. But when you look at the Bloodline, you're talking about TV that I literally clapped for. I cannot remember the last time I clapped for a television program. All right. This is television at its finest. Civil War at its finest. Which side are you on? Whose side are you choosing? Right? Shout out to whatever group came up with it. Dice, I happen to be, and I know you're like a nomad, right? You're always up in the middle of the night. I wake up in the middle of the night. I don't know who put you on the screen. Okay. And you're like, you shared this Civil War picture. And I'm like, literally, I worked on this shit for like 2 hours, right? I put it in a group. I'm like, yo, what y'all think? All of a sudden, some other pictures start circulating around of a Civil War that somebody made. I'm like, okay, great minds think alike. You know me, I ain't gonna hate, even though I'm your favorite fan, your hater, favorite hater. I went to the page and I said, hey, great minds think alike. Posted my own shit, okay? Because I think mine looks better anyway. And that's just surreal. You know mine looks better. You know mine looks better than that one that's out there circulating, okay? But whose side are you on? All things come to a head last week. Just every single thing about this segment. And I got it, Dice. I'm going to run through a little bit faster. Everything about this segment just screamed Academy Award. Okay? We're talking about face-to-face, blood versus blood. Jimmy like, no, you ain't not. When he muffed Roman, and Jay's back there like, oh no, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that, right? And then you sitting here, he's like, yo, come on, Oos. Come on, let's do what we do. Treat us better. That's all it is. He literally just begging to not get his ass, show me some respect, right? And then he hits him with the Godfather 2 line, right? If this is not cinematic wrestling at its finest, storytelling at its finest, I'm going to argue it to the day I die. The Bloodline is the greatest storyline in wrestling history. Y'all know what else is, right? Charlotte Flair is the greatest female wrestler of all time. But this moment right here, in the greatest storyline of all time, just took us to another level. The hug. He's like, come on, man. Let's do this. Let's do this. And Roman goes, no. And then gives this subtle look. If you saw it, I said, yo, he just told Sakura what was that? He gave like this little side eye. And boom, down he goes. After Sakura says, listen, you may be my tribal chief, but these here are my brothers. And it just goes off with Paul saying, what about Jay? And Roman just looks befuddled and confused. And what makes Roman great, and I want to ask you this question up next, is Roman Reigns the GOAT? It's because when you look at Roman, the way he tells a story, Macho Man, Mr. Perfect, Razor Ramon, Undertaker. I don't think I've seen a wrestler, the Four Horsemen, Sting in his prime. And that depends on which prime you're talking about. So for those who are more likely, Crow Sting. Well, I had to be real. Although I prefer Surfer Sting, Crow Sting is the best Sting. Roman plays it better than anybody I've ever seen play it. The storylines go on and on. Then I ask you the questions here. Stats. Now, I do say this. In music, stats can lie because what stats are today in music and movies, 30, 40 years ago, they don't equal, especially with streaming, right? This man has had 1,350. First of all, shout out to the motherfuckers who made this list that I stole it from, okay? Because the fact you got nothing on your hand but time to do this kind of shit, I applaud you for that, okay? This man has a 73% win percentage. He has not only lost 300 times, which I don't know where those come from, because I don't ever see him doing that, okay? This man is a 2-time Universal Champion. This man is a 4-time World Wrestling Federation, WWE champion. What's that, World Wrestling Federation? 1-time Intercontinental champion. 1-time United States champion. 1-time tag team champion with Seth Rollins, which I totally forgot about. Winner of the Royal Rumble. Grand Slam winner. A 7-time Slammy Award winner. The list just goes on and on and on for Roman Reigns. The irony and where they was in 2014 with Triple H stabbing him in the back virtually. Well, Seth, but, he called the plan B, to now giving him a new title. And that's where I want to leave it right there, people. Is Roman Reigns the GOAT? The ones went up. And I'm going to put them up. I think Roman is the greatest of all time. Numbers don't lie. People do. Your fandom doesn't matter. It's not about what you like, what I like, what your sisters like, what your cousins like, what we remember. Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan will go down as the biggest names in wrestling history to me. Without those guys, Hogan, most importantly, they wouldn't be professional wrestling today. But when I was first having sex, all I knew was missionary. Now I'm older. I know all kind of. There's frog. There's dog. There's the slicky. There's the slicky. What's it called? The slicky Ricky. There's all different kind of sex positions. So I cannot sit here and just go Hogan and Flair and Sting are still the best of all time, because if we're going to cross over sports, right? And people say, well, how can you say Jordan or LeBron when Bill Russell has 11 rings? Orton or Reigns? Well, I'm taking Reigns over Randy Orton. Again, it's not about what I like, people. We're talking about story. Wrestling is storyline. Roman's in the greatest storyline of all time. The Bloodline is the greatest faction of all time.
His only great storyline. Every other story like that. The last time we seen Roman, this nigga was eating dog food. The last time before he transformed into the tribal chief, Baron Corbin was shoving dog food in his mouth.
Okay, and we saw Trish Stratus bark like a dog.
But that was early 2000s.
I'm just saying. We saw Trish Stratus bark like a dog. We saw Trish Stratus bark like a dog, right? So then, Royal Rumble, he has beaten Hall of Famers. He beat 2 Hall of Famers at the same time, stacked them, and then pinned them, and then sent him on his merry way to AEW. He's beaten Orton. He's beaten Lesnar. He's beaten Taker. He has beaten every single great wrestler there has ever been that he stepped in the ring with. Goldberg. You name them, he has beaten them. Nothing about what I like. I think statistically, he is the greatest of all time. The numbers speak for themselves. Did y'all see the numbers that fucking SmackDown had this past week? I literally stood up and clapped. It was better than watching General Hospital. It was better than Into the Spideyverse. I ain't even seen it yet, but I still gonna say it. It was the greatest thing when was the last time? When was the last time you wanted to watch TV so bad again next week? I don't need to watch Raw every week. I watch it out of habit. If I got a really good Monday Night Football game on, it's on in the background as Raw because it's not the same anymore. NXT in the background. AEW, I'm watching it, but it doesn't keep my attention every single week. SmackDown, every fucking week, it's about what Roman's going to do. This man will sit in a ring for 10 minutes without even wrestling and get a reaction. Every pro wrestler will tell you it's about a reaction. No one gets a reaction like Roman. No one in the history of wrestling gets a response like Roman does. Good, bad, or indifferent. Statistically speaking, record-breaking, he is the greatest of all time. There it is. I said my piece. I'm going to take a break and answer some of y'all questions in a second. We'll be right back, y'all. And in case you did not see a Little Mermaid, here's our live out of the studio reaction to the Little Mermaid. Everybody, welcome back to Unpopular Reviews. Little Mermaid out of the theater reaction. I'm here with my baby girl. What do you think about the movie?
It was amazing. I loved it. I was a little confused at first as soon as I saw the animals, but I loved it and it was amazing. And I cannot wait till it comes to Disney Plus so I can watch it 20 times.
I gotta say this: the original came out in the 90s before you were born.
90s.
I was not a fan of the Little Mermaid
No, in the 90s.
until now. This is to me maybe one of the top 3 Disney live action films to me.
Greetings. I seek a techno-industrial complex where I might obtain 2 or 3 stemnuts of platinum paste.
This time of night, huh?
This is the story of 2 aliens, Beldar and Primat.
We're scrapyard. I have 3 radiated leftover starch discs. Ah, pizza. I will enjoy it. Do not sear the top of your neck hole.
For them, it was a chance to build a new dream.
Where are you from? From France. I come from France.
On heads.
Are they from another planet?
If they're not, we should nuke France right away.
And don't forget to check out AEW Review Dynamite after every single AEW Dynamite. You have a wrestling fan in you, we got a wrestling show for you right here. And again, guys, I'm going to look at some of your comments here, Dice, out there, because I know people have their questions. I'm saying he is the GOAT. And I saw that one. And George, I like the phenomenal AJ Styles. I'm sorry. Let me ask him a question. Is that a question really asking me? Because AJ Styles can't compare to Roman Reigns. I'm not talking about in the squared circle, people. I'm not talking about any wrestling ring who's a better wrestler. Pro wrestling wise, Roman's not on that list. Okay? But Vince told you a long time ago, Crockett Promotions still does it. Tony Khan, have you admit it? I heard it on a TV show. He said, this is sports entertainment at its best. It's all sports. No matter what wrestling fan, here's what's wrong with you motherfuckers, right? You want to take a number sign and say it's a hash. It's a hashtag, right? You want to do anything you can to change the narrative that fits your agenda, right? Shout out to Pride Month and all my family and out there and who you are. We love you. It's all about love. Thank you for all you do. But guess what, yo? If you are bisexual, you are gay. That's just what it is. That's where you go. That's where they put you. Okay, so when you look at wrestling in the sense of who is a better wrestler, pro wrestler, who's the greatest, you can say Austin, you can put Cena, okay? You can put HH, but I think he fell off that list because it goes to Roman. If you're going to make a Mount Rushmore right now in wrestling, it's going to go to Stone Cold, Roman Reigns, John Cena, and y'all fall on that fourth one all you want to. And again, my favorite wrestler of all time is Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Point blank, what it is. That's all I'm saying. Let me read this comment in 1 second. It's just people got to be real with yourselves, people. Yes, Tony. Yes, Tony. Yes.
One without the other isn't any good. Oh, I knew he was going to do that.
I stand by what I posted just now. Roman needs to be in a 60-minute Iron Man match and survive it with the Universal title reign. Then and only then will I acknowledge him as a GOAT. Listen, see, that's the problem, Michael Smith, and hashtag Dip the Dirt Sheets. I hear that all the time, like my man Phil. That's my guy. He was the best man at my wedding. Son of a bitch took my fucking vows that I wrote and ripped them up and threw them out the window before we got to the chapel. That was so mean and so rude, but hell, my vows was the shit, okay? But I'm going to say this. Boring or not, he sells. Whether you like him or not, he sells. He ain't never going to be in a 60-man Iron Man match, dude. That's not what he does. His wrestling is in its talk. He talks in the ring. Not that shit that MJF tries to mimic and imitate. Yo, you son of a bitch. Yo, motherfucker, get up. No, ain't none of that needed. It's cool. I get that crowd likes it. You don't have to do that. There's kids there. There's women there. It's just what it is, okay? All right? He's never going to be in a 60-man Iron Man match, so I guess you'll never acknowledge him. And, hey, that's your fault, okay? The Rock, what about him? Again, this isn't about who I like, okay? Roman's stats and numbers beats The Rock's. Now, again, earlier in the show, because I am a walking contradiction like we all are. We all are a walking contradiction, okay? Numbers back in the day are different than where they are today. Just bigger homes. Everything's bigger today. Rock and Stone Cold with John Cena, Undertaker, for what it's worth, y'all, the Hardy Boys are the biggest sellers with Hogan in that company's history. Guess where Roman is? I'm sorry, I forgot them, the New Day as well. Roman has become the number 2 all-time selling merchandise for this company. All time. And he's fastly approaching number 1. Now, I don't have no sources that told me this because hashtag Def the Dirt Sheets. It's just called Google. Okay? You can Google this shit. All right? I know everything you read on the internet ain't real, but you got to know where to search. I'm a fact checker. That's what I do. My wife gets mad at me. DJ gets mad at me. People get mad at me all the time because they be like, well, they said this or I saw this. And they get mad. I be like, where's it say that at? What? I can't hear you really low.
Hold up. My bad. Kurt Angle literally just got on his show. He spilled the beans about what Austin was making at the height, at the pinnacle of his run.
Mm-hmm.
And the number that he released was bananas. Like it was unheard of. So I would put Austin up in that ilk as well.
No, I thought I put Austin. I said top sales. I said Austin, Rock. But the first one I said was Austin. No one, Rock. Austin's still number 1, right? But Roman has surpassed Cena. And that's insane. Because Cena still sells. That new shirt that I bought that I wanted so bad, it sold out. It sold out. I had people at the event that couldn't get it for me. Remember? I had people at Mania couldn't get it from me. I'm a fact checker myself as well. That's just all it is. It's nothing personal. Yeah, I did already say.
Vaughn, did you check the facts that Bret Hart is walking?
Oh, fuck you. See, you got me cussing. And I'm trying to have some spaghetti tonight. Okay? Don't be doing that, man. Okay? But I'm just being honest. I think that he's the GOAT. Now, tonight on Raw, we do have, hands off the merchandise, Seth Elton John Rollins taking on Damian Priest, okay, for the World Heavyweight Championship. He says he's going to show up every week, y'all, okay, until he loses to Cody, okay, that's just what it is, until he loses to Cody. Cody's not beating Roman, people. That's not the storyline. The storyline is not Cody beats Roman for his dad. No, the whole thing was the guy who got me into wrestling, Dusty Rhodes, never won the world title in WWE. World title's all Cody got to win. It'll be this title right here. Also, tonight on Raw, another qualifying match. Now, is it really quick to say Becky Lynch will win this? For once, and I got this from the executive consultant, if you look the way the shows are going, this may be what I thought Money in the Bank should have been about year 5, year 6 anyway, where the top-notch people aren't winning it. It's like what the Intercontinental title used to be, that worker's horse. This is where people should get it. Now, again, Money in the Bank to me has been tainted when now you can go after any title. I think that's dumb. That's just me. Like, why would I want to go after the U.S. title, which he lost, by the way, instead of a world title match? That makes no sense. So, also tonight on Raw, another qualifying match. We have Zoe Starks against Natty. I think Zoe wins, and I think Daddy DeVille wins in those matches. What else we got on Raw tonight? Is that the last one? Okay, then we got Miz with Cody, and I think we're probably going to get the answer to that happens at SummerSlam in Detroit. And guess what? I'll be in Detroit, and guess what? I'm going to say it everywhere I go, Dice. I got to say it. That's who I am. You know I'm going to say it. You 313 out some ass. So everywhere I go, I got to say it. If you're going to be in Detroit, you know them 3-1 is ass. Okay? That's just what it is. But that's tonight on Raw. And also, have you guys seen this list right here? And we're going to talk about this a little bit next week. The top 10 WWE finishers of all time. Now, thanks to my guy, King Vaughn Jr., 301 King Vaughn Jr. on the Twitter, told me that this is WWE's AI that came up with this list. And you can tell that a computer did this dumbass shit, right? Because Austin Stunner, wherever you put, again, a list is a list. The order of the list is whatever, because we all have different opinions where we put things. But I think certain things should be on the list for certain things that should not be on the list. Edge's spear shouldn't be on the list. Bret Hart's sharpshooter shouldn't be on the list.
You said this is next week?
On the list.
This is next week?
I'm damn near taking off the F5, right? It ain't your favorite wrestler's favorite moves or the moves that let's say, okay, this is the move of the finisher move that won the most matches. Okay, I'll let that go. That's not what it says. It says top 10 finishers. Clothesline from hell? First of all, if I'm gonna pick a spear, I'm not taking Edge's spear. Bobby Lashley spear is better than me.
Spear.
Goldberg spear is better than me. Right?
Lesnar's spear has been very dull
Who?
in this past. I'm sorry, not Lesnar. Goldberg's spear has been very dull.
Well, we're talking about early Goldberg.
Okay.
Right? I love the sharpshooter, but that's not, I mean.
You taking the sharpshooter or Scorpion Deathlock? One goes over, one goes under.
Well, they're the same exact move, except for they're with the opposite leg.
Remember they had a whole storyline.
One's a right leg, one's a left leg, one turns right, one turns left. That's literally the entire move. Now, again, RKO should be higher than me. The Rock Bottom shouldn't be on the list at all. I'm sorry. It's a great. That's not a.
It's a regular move.
Canadian Destroyer.
It's a regular move now.
You got. 3D. You don't put 3D on this list.
Well, is it I guess it's going by single wrestlers, right? But if it's going by tag team moves, I think the 3D is the greatest of all time.
Right. How you don't have 3D on there? And with all due respect, if it's a single wrestler, when your ass first saw Jeff Hardy do a Swanton bomb, come on, yo.
But would you take this? See, now you got to go.
No DDT, no Jake the Snake's DDT.
Or you taking Eddie Guerrero's frog splash over the Swanton? Which one?
First of all, when you speak frog splash, the number one frog splash in the business goes to Rob Van Dam.
I knew what I said. That's why I had to throw it in there as a triple threat.
Why you don't put RVD's frog splash? This is their list. You're entitled to it, and guess what? It gives us something to talk about. And that's what wrestling fans do.
So who are you putting? So real quick, let me indulge you. Who are you putting number one? What is your greatest finisher of all time?
Off this list, or for me?
Where would you put one and two? I would drop Orton,
them both, and
I would have Orton as one.
Based off this list, I gotta be honest. I'm going RKO 1, Pedigree or Pedigree, probably Pedigree.
Where's a choke slam?
I'm putting Pedigree 1. I'm putting RKO 2. I'm putting Stunner 3, Sweet Chin Music 4, Curb Stomp. You're damn near killing a man.
I would put a jackknife power bomb. I think power bombs they're not
power bomb. The jackknife power bomb, Razor's Edge. I mean, this list is just. But again, I was told it was an AI, so no D-Lo. Oh, no D-Lo frog splash. I love D-Lo's frog splash also. DDT, the most dominant. Listen, in the hood for sure. Every Negro DDT. Listen, this is real talk. We're going to get up out of here. I had a fight in Chester at the Four Seasons. And I remember I DDT, like, you know, you ever fight, you hear the commentator behind you. They said, oh shit, he DDT'd his ass. What's I supposed to do? He had, you know what I'm saying? I had him. My mind said, just drop, boom. You know what I'm saying? Get him out of here. Okay, I'm sorry. What did you just say? Todd. You know,
boy, I almost walked off and this ain't even my show.
Greatest tag team. Again, I was going to say that too. Doomsday Device, personally, would be number one. Because if you watch Legion of Doom, every time they did that shit, somebody almost died. Every single time they did it, somebody almost died, bro. I used that move in a real fight too. No bull. I'm telling you, dude, I've done it. And then right, thumbs down to the leg drop. Listen, guys, I want to thank you again for tuning in to Around the Blocks with Mike Knoxxx, the Mike Knoxxx Show, Perfect Plex Talk Radio. Thanks to my producer over here holding me down as well. The Z is silent. My backstage picture, my social media to the icons. I told you all go. Please, guys, please like, follow, and subscribe. Share these posts, right? We do so much, right? And I always say this, and I'm going to still dice word again. We're not actually about a Sunday dinner. Every single day you're on social media, you like and you share stuff, right?
People
if
that
you listen to this program,
know.
and the numbers were pretty good today. Let's get some heavy likes, some heavy shares. I got my man backstage working very hard on the Twitter page, doing these things. We work hard on these graphics. We're not the dirt sheets. We're not going to come up here and put a whole bunch of fake news and quotes from people that we don't know where they're coming from. This is real people, real wrestling fans being intelligent, trying to entertain you. And we thank you. I've been here for going on 14 years, over 3,000 episodes. I couldn't be here without any of you. And I mean that to my core. Thanks to my wife and my kids and my friends that every day listen to me yell and scream. And trust me, I do a lot of yelling and screaming when we're not on air, guys. Listen, do me a favor. Do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me and don't love God. That's crazy, y'all. We are out of here. Fingers.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're wrong, what you getting in? Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knoxxx, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, this a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You can call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready?